Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at the Transformers Generations Dreadwing Decepticon figure. I was very excited to pick this guy up. For those in Australia, you'll know that the Generations line is very, very hard to come by. In the United States, it gets released quite heavily. Here, we get very few figures, and normally they're quite pricey as well. I was lucky enough to actually pick this guy up at the Transformers ride at Universal Studios in Los Angeles. I seen him, I thought, why not? He is, of course, a repaint of the Megatron figure that was also released that turned into the Stealth Bomber. However, he does appear to have the different head, but really cool, really nice looking. He comes in the standard Transformers Generation packaging. He does come with a comic book, which is going to be very interesting to see how he looks in that. I don't recall him looking like the Stealth Bomber, but we'll see how the comic book turns out. Of course, at the bottom there, 30th anniversary of Transformers in 2014. He's a really nice looking figure, so we'll get this guy opened up and hopefully give you a cool review. Taking a look at the back of the packaging, we see a nice shot of Dreadwing transformed as a Stealth Bomber, and then of course as a Transformer. Nice little read up on the back there. Some stats at the bottom. Not sure what use the stats serve, but he looks really cool and very excited to get this guy opened up. Okay, so here we have Dreadwing out of the packaging. Here's a very nice looking figure. This is the first Generations figure that I have managed to pick up and open up. And one thing I notice is that he is very, very flimsy. Just feeling him, he feels very, very cheap and very, very, I don't want to say brittle, but it feels like a little bit too much force and this guy would crumble. So that's a little bit of a downside if I'm honest. There's hardly any weight to him, which I guess can either be a good or a bad thing depending on your point of view. He does have this bit here that clips on and off, but otherwise no accessories or anything like that. I'll bring it forward so you guys can take a look at the face. There is some light piping at the back there, so his eyes do light up. I'm not sure how well that's going to come up on camera. So yeah, that's Dreadwing on his own. He is very, very flimsy, which I'm a little disappointed at, to be honest. Now I am going to bring in the instructions just to show you guys. This is the biggest set of Transformer instructions that I've come across. I'll try and zoom up. But this piece of paper is ridiculously huge. Normally I'm used to really small Transformer instructions. But this is like a mini map. It is ridiculously big. So I wasn't expecting that. Okay, and here we have Dreadwing transformed into his Stealth Bomber form. I'm not going to lie, it was a difficult transformation. I haven't done any Transformers for a long time. And the massive instructions certainly did not help all that much. He does look pretty cool. One thing that is a little bit of a downside is he's a lot smaller than I was expecting. The Generation figures so far haven't impressed me that much. They feel very flimsy and cheap, and they're size-wise. I miss the bigger Transformers that we were getting a few years ago. But that has been the trend. To make things a little bit smaller. I haven't clipped him all in and everything like that just to make it a little bit easier to transform back. One thing I want to show you guys that's pretty cool is that the final bit of the wings is actually the gun or cannon that he comes with. So I thought that was really cool how they included that. That's certainly something that I was impressed with. In terms of transforming him back, doing a very quick transformation. Basically flip the legs across. So it's not too hard actually. It's reasonably easy to transform him back into his robot mode. Little bit of trouble with the hands here. As you can see, I'm far from the most skilled person when it comes to Transformers. Oh, hang on, that's right. Clip that in. There we go. And there we have one of the stingiest and dodgiest Transformer transformations of all time. So apologies for that. I'm certainly not the best by any stretch, but he is cool to look at. I am a fan of the design and the way that he looks. I am also a big fan of this comic book that he comes with. Some great artwork on the front, which is really, really nice to see. So some background onto this actual comic. It is a reissue of an earlier comic, just with a different cover placed on it. There is some fantastic artwork in here. One of the things, if you've seen my review on the Star Wars comic pack, that only came with like a 9-page booklet. This is actually a solid comic book, which I'm very impressed with. Spoiler. There's so much great detail. I'll try and zoom in on a few of the pages and stuff. Lots of really nice artwork and everything. So heads up to Hasbro for giving us a really cool comic. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this very, very stingy transformation of Dreadwing. And got a bit of a kick out of this review. If you get a chance and you see this guy, if you're a fan of Transformers, fan of the Generations toy line, absolutely pick this guy up. Is he my favourite Transformer? Absolutely not. He feels very cheap and flimsy, and the instructions he come with are really unnecessarily big, bulky, and complex to follow. But if you get a chance and you're a fan, absolutely pick this guy up.